Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We have got loads to go over today. We've got some interesting information with regards to the Arrowhead Zendesk, as it appears that our community manager, Mitchmus, has actually cleared that one up for us. As well as that, communication does seem to have been a little bit low, but it appears that they're working on some really big ways of being able to do it. Some ways it may even come through this week. I'm intrigued to see where this one goes, but we've got loads of information to bring you guys today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your video games cheaper for PC and console, all running up to 70% off on old and new games. And if you're like me, you're really intrigued by Silksong at the moment. I've been grinding through that. My lord, it's so difficult. But nonetheless, you can get that over there. Links in the description. And if you want to get involved with that giveaway, it is very, very simple. Head down into the comment section and put in a flame emoji. It'll enter you in for our top bundle of super credits. So we're going to be announcing that one tomorrow before we go off for the weekend. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. That being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now in Helldivers 2. Now, before we get into it, we're going to take a look at the Galactic War table, as there is a lot actually happening over here right now. We've just managed to almost liberate a lot, with us being at 86% liberation. It's taken us 2 days to actually secure that one, knowing that we've got 2 more planets afterwards to secure, of being Zay Rogosia, and we also have Herthian Secundus. There are 2 planets that we need to liberate after this. Based on how long it's taken us to take a lot, I think that we should be okay for the major order, but they're throwing in curveballs, as we've just had Rirga Bay come up as a defense operation level 18, giving us a very easy gambit on Hez Bay. Now, obviously, people have not swayed from this, as no Helldivers are really over here fighting for it, as we're just trying to clear off the major order and trying to not let Joel actually sway us to the side. An interesting one indeed, but there are still people fighting over on Seychelles Beach, with less than 1,000 people trying at that now. We are at 83% liberation. All those beaches out there, my hearts do go with you. Moving forward from that, though, we have got some information for you guys, because it's been an interesting time in Helldivers 2 news right now with regards to Arrowhead Zendesk. Now, some of you guys may have seen this screenshot here, which was actually a conversation between Sek, who was an Helldivers community player, and he put in and submitted a ticket towards the Arrowhead Zendesk, at which point he received an official statement coming from the Arrowhead team, stating that they were starting to utilize a new bug reporting tool on the official Discord going forward. Please submit there rather than at the Zendesk. Now, this was quite an interesting post, because, well, it meant that potentially Arrowhead Zendesk was actually going to be taken off the board. Well, Mitchmus has actually cleared that one up for us and has given us a statement with regards to what it is that's happening over there. He states, "Hey guys, I just wanted to clear up some confusion. We have no intention of moving away from Zendesk at this stage. We use the Discord bug reporting tool in conjunction with it to track more common issues. Also, the known issues list is only updated when we release a patch, and it's not always an exhaustive list of things the team are working on and aware of. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out." Now, a massive shout out to Mitchimus. Thank you so much for giving me that statement. I really appreciate it. Although it does lead to question, obviously, how that one works. We've not had a patch update now for almost a month, which is quite a deep move, considering they're not updating the Arrowhead Zendesk. What I would recommend is that the Zendesk actually does get updated outside of the patch updates, mainly because we've not had an update now for weeks upon weeks, and knowing exactly what it is that the team are working on and the problems around it would be extremely helpful for the community, just to know where it is that they're looking at primarily. This is my 2 cents on the matter. Let me know what you guys are thinking via the comment section below, but don't write off Arrowhead Zendesk, as it's now been fully confirmed that they're still going to be using it. After that, though, there has been some talk coming from Mitchmus talking about how they can communicate, and the fact that there might well be some more things coming this week, which is fairly interesting, because we're on a Thursday already, so maybe we'll see something come later today. We'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned to the channel, as we'll post it up as soon as we see anything. But Mitchmus states, the team is still working away. Hopefully we should have some more stuff to communicate this week. What did you think of the dev blog? Now, this has been really, really interesting, just because I kind of want to know what's happening inside of the game with regards to the back end and all of that stuff, which we are going to get into in a little while, because it seems that they actually have been messing around with the back end. Kind of interesting, that's for sure. But they've got loads of things that they're going to be bringing to the table. Mitchmus states right here, "I would love to do more streams, not just because I like hanging out with people." Now, why is that relevant? Because actually they've got a board of things that they are trying to lean into. Somebody stated, about the Warframe primetime streams and how it would be a really cool way to incorporate that into Helldivers. And Mitchum stated that Warframe is on the board of stuff we have been looking at. Also, Ghost Ship Games, after we streamed with them, a few other studios. It's been intriguing to see exactly what it is that they're going to be doing, but I would state that there's likely to see some videos, live streams, and actually so much more communication from the development studio themselves as to how that one could actually operate. I'd love to see the live streams and them do more of the live commentating, answering questions from the chat. I think it's really important that we have that communication. A good communication between Arrowhead as a studio and the community will lead into some really big depths, mainly because the community is the best thing about this game. And if you obviously make sure that they're happy, then the game will continue to do well. That's my 2 cents anyway. If you want to see one thing from Arrowhead in terms of comms, what is it that you would want to see? A live stream video, more blog posts? How would you like to receive the information? Now, we also spoke yesterday about the game and how it is that they definitely are fiddling around with the back end. So I asked you a question in yesterday's comment section asking if you're having a better experience with Helldivers right now. And what you guys responded to me was actually kind of interesting, mainly because the overall consensus was that there is a much better performance and nobody really understands as to why. It appears that maybe the console is having a bit more of a better time than PC still, as the PC players do seem to be still having a few issues, but there are a lot of you guys that are now able to play, and especially that there's even one person who was not able to access the game whatsoever, which is now actually able to access it. It's really, really odd, but they are definitely doing something. I just wish that they would tell us what it is that they're doing so that we know exactly why it is that it's working. But I have pushed all of these messages over to the Arrowhead Game Studio, so if they are working on some stuff, they now know that what they're doing is working correctly. Nonetheless, though, we've got to take a look at your top comments from the previous videos. We went over quite a lot, including the enemy balance patch, the back-end work, and we spoke about the Illuminate ruins via the new major order. And this first one right here is coming from the real Jonix, and it states, "I've been on the beach, not because I like the Illuminates, but because I want to see the divers there succeed. That front was ongoing for way too long." Now, it's hilarious, actually, because people have been comparing it to Malevelon Creek, and it just is nowhere near the same. Absolutely nowhere near the same, but it is nice to see that there are a small amount of divers that are trying to secure just one specific planet. I do love it when we generate our own narratives and how we write our own stories inside of this game. Sometimes it's some of the best content that we see, which actually says a lot for the game studio itself. This next one right here is from Dr. Dino 2002, and it states, "As a proud beach diver, it is really disheartening to see how hard it is to liberate a single low-resistance planet that doesn't have an order attached to it, thanks to how Arrowhead handles planet liberation." Now, this has been an outstanding problem now for a little while, and planet liberation doesn't seem to really work in terms of how it is that you can actually do it with a decent amount of time, considering how quickly the Illuminate and Automatons and Terminators actually manage to take planets from their end. We know full well that planet liberation is something that Arrowhead is looking at, but with it being such a long list of things that they need to fix right now, I can't imagine that we'll see anything come from that one anytime soon. And finally, this one states right here, "If enemy balance is being considered, the Warstrider needs to be the first on the list. That thing has been a massive fun killer for a good number of players." Now, yes, the Warstrider has been a massive conversation for quite a few players for quite some time now, and although I do agree with how that one's actually panned out, I really would wish that they'd actually acknowledge that one at some stage or another. I think as far as the automatons go, they all have the same consensus in terms of how they actually work and how they actually operate, and it would actually be really, really nice if they could try and keep that trend running in play, because the beauty of this game is that it just works completely differently every single time, essentially meaning that the three factions just all have completely different strengths. The Terminids are a fast-paced energy that will absolutely hammer in on you left, right, and center. The automatons utilize that more precision shot basis, and they have more precise areas of attack so that you can essentially shoot an eye or shoot a very, very niche weak point, and you'll be able to do the damage that way. And then with the Illuminate, well, they're just there. I don't really know what they do at the moment, because realistically, we're still waiting on some sub-factions for them. But nonetheless, I really wish that they would lean into that a lot more, and the Warstrider is pretty much against the curve when it comes to the automatons. I understand what they were going for, but I'm not too sure that it's resonating with the community, if at all. Now, that's all we've got 4 terms of top comments, but this does lead me into a question that I want to ask you guys quite vigorously. If you could let me know via the comment section below exactly which faction it is that you like going up against and the reason why. I'm really intrigued by the split. We're going to be putting up a poll on the channel with regards to this one, because I actually think that the way that Arrowhead look at what it is that people enjoy doing seems to be a little bit skewed for the most part, and I have actually found quite a lot more squid divers just recently, more than anything else, which is so baffling to me. I have no idea why. They're probably the most inferior type of enemies to go up against. I just don't understand why they would be a favorite. But if you could let me know via the comment section and even head over to the poll, it'd be greatly appreciated. And if you want to help out the channel just a little bit more, there is a hype button that's attached to this video. If you scroll across on the comment section, you'll see the hype button there, so make sure you do press that. I want to say a massive thank you to all of you guys as we reach nearly 150,000 subscribers. If you've been seeing this channel for a little while and you haven't happened to subscribe, please do make sure you hit that sub button, as I cannot wait to hit that 150 mark. It's been so fun just recently being able to dive in and do everything that we've been doing. Nonetheless, unfortunately though, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. I appreciate all of your faces, Helldivers, but as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.